The light is red. We're good. We're rolling. Have a good show.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hello, sports fans. Larry Allen here at the KGIS studios, and Scott Surratt beginning his 13th year as the head coach of the Bulldogs. To my left, Scott has guided the Bulldogs to 6 state championships, and among active Texas high school coaches, over 1,200 of them, only one with 6, and that is Scott Surratt. And Scott, a big night coming up tonight as we face the Jacksonville Indians. A victory means victory number 150 for you at Carthage. But we've got some things to talk about before we take a look at the Indians. First of all, let's go back to the summer. Give us a brief update on 7-on-7.
7-on-7, we played very, very well. We was in the league with Evangel and Marshall, and then I believe Oaklawn over there. And I think that Evangel, we beat Evangel a couple times. I think they beat us by 1 point over at their place, and so it was everybody else. We beat them, and so it was a very successful season. We had the state tournament, the state qualifying tournament got canceled on us, and so it's a bind. Nobody's throwing those things anymore. And then we tried to get into the Salina one late, way out there, but they was full. We was on the waiting list, so that we didn't even get to compete in one of those this year. And but it was overall, it was a really good 7-on-7 season.
Very good. How about the scrimmage against Pittsburgh?
Scrimmage is the main thing. We come out healthy. I thought we got better. We had a lot of question marks in the offensive line and some other key positions, a new quarterback, and I thought we played pretty well. Popped the ball around real well, and offensive linemen started getting a little bit more rhythm as we go, and then defensively we played real well. And during the control, they didn't score. I think they scored on a busted coverage on 4th and 5, and took a rail. They ran a rail out on our sideline, and nobody covered him. And I think that's on. And then they scored on our JV at the very last play of the game.
All right. Now, next week I want you to, I'll have you go through the defensive starters. And this week, though, I've got a cheat sheet here for you, okay, to make sure you get every one of them. So tell us about the starters offensively.
All right, we're going to be huge up front. It's, starting with Tykees Crawford, our left tackle, and, he's around 340 pounds and 6'6", and got committed to Arkansas, and he's had a very good camp for us. And then Carson Williams, he's 340 pounds, and he's really come on this past week. And Connor Davis, is senior, he's around 230, 235, and Connor's done a great job, and he continues to get better every day. And then you got T. Kellum, he's about 335 pounds, and starter last year, and he's had a phenomenal camp for us. Nobody wants to go up against T in pass rush. He's just so strong. He got great feet. And we have a new one, Kay Johnson, and he's about 6'5", 300, and so we got some big young men up there, and there's no doubt about it. And so we have a push, and we got a big tight end. He's 6'2", 215, 220 pounds, and Montrell Smith, and he's going to be a phenomenal blocker, and he's coming on at receiver. He's got great hands. He just, his routes right now are a little bit behind, but he's getting better every day. And then at wide out, you got Kel Williams and Kelvonte Dixon back, and then we got some competition at other spots right now. Craig McNew's a third guy in at R and starting there, and then Braden Wade's pushing all of them. He's a sophomore, really come on and had some big plays against Pittsburgh, and had a big week this week. At quarterback, we have Kyle Horton is going to get the first nod, and then you got Anthony Wilson is behind him. I'm sure he'll get some playing time. And then at tailback, Mason Courtney's starter. And we have a new fullback this year is Brandon McNeely. Cy Schumacher got hurt, and he was really coming on. And then Hunter Hill, was injured, and now he's been released. He may be 2 to 3 weeks before he plays, but he has been released. His knees feel stronger than it's been since his freshman year. And so we're excited about getting him back. So I think we're we're behind right now, I think. I always think we are at this time of year, no matter if we're seasoned or not. But we're excited how good we can get this bunch. And another guy I got to mention is Jaden Thomas. He had a big plays in the Pittsburgh scrimmage, and he also scored when we scrimmaged ourselves the other day from about 50 yards and ran off and left everybody. And so he's going to get some playing time at tailback.
How about your quarterbacks, Kai Horton and Anthony Wilson, as they become acclimated to a rather complicated offense?
I think they're getting better. They're different quarterbacks. Obviously, Anthony's the fast guy, and Kai's more of a pocket quarterback, and Kai's got a humongous arm, and so he can move his feet. He just got to get playing time, pocket presence, but he can definitely pop it.
And I always ask you about the kickers because that's your responsibility. So tell us about kickers and punters.
Man, we have so many kickers right now. We'll make a game time decision, see who kicks it well out there. But Brendan Phillips has done very, very well. I'd probably need a list of all the kickers. We got about 7 or 8, and with some of them will be on the JV. But we've got Irvin out there, and then we have the one that's kicked for us last year. You remember the one that came in? 36. He's going to kill it.
Okay, just a second. We'll get it here.
Yeah.
Okay, 36.
He's got a really good shot. There's 2 of them.
I do have a roster.
He's at Pedro Garcia. I mean, he's going to be our deep kick guy. He'll start our deep kick, and then he may be our field goal kicker. I will, an extra point guy. We'll decide that when we get to it. And but Urban Jimenez has really come on, and I'm missing one.
Well, I can tell you, when I went to practice, boy, you had one that looked like he was outstanding on the sky kick.
Yeah, that's Jonathan Madrano. That's the one I was missing. His brother used to kick for us, and so he's really come on. He's got a big leg. He can kick it. He can kick it up. So that's big. We want to be able to kick that thing high and sky kick. And then our snappers has done very well. Braden Trokel's going to be our short snapper, and Cole Whitlock our long snapper and punt. But Braden can really rip it. He's going to have experience, and he may relax, because if he'll relax, he can really, really, really snap the football. So
and who's
excited.
That now?
Braden Trokel.
Trokel right here? Okay, all right.
And then, the holder is Craig McNew. He's done a phenomenal job for us right now, and so hopefully those guys get to play a lot.
Oh, you bet.
That means we're scoring.
That's right. Okay, how about the punters?
Punter's Brendan Phillips right now, but also Madrano. Madrano can really punt. He hit one at 60 yards, and but Kai can really punt. So you wouldn't be shocking to see Kai punt. Also, he can really boom it.
All right, we get you during the football season to bring us up to date on volleyball, and I know you're up to date on that because you've got a player on that team. You've got a daughter.
Well, I do, and won again this morning against Hallsville, a pretty good Hallsville team, and didn't get to make it, but they won it, and they're 17-3 now, and really easily could be 19-1 or 20-0, but they got beat by Saxe, and barely got beat by Saxe, and Saxe was undefeated last time I checked. It was a 6A school, so we're Coach Stewart's done a phenomenal job with them, and the girls are playing really well. We got second in the big tournament in Tyler. I was able to go over there this weekend, and we won the first set easy, 15-4, and then we got beat 26-24 in the third, and over 5A Little Elm, and so it was. We had our chances, and it was kind of disappointing we didn't win that thing because it was a big 32-team tournament, but it was still a good showing.
24-26 had a chance to win the whole thing.
It was 24-all, and we went and they were 7 points up, and we turned it up, went and got them, and just come up a little short.
All right, boy, what a game this is going to be this week because of the stadium that we're playing in. The Jacksonville Indians, the very first team to come into Bulldog Stadium back in 2008, and we're going to be the first team to go into a remodel Tomato Bowl. And I want to tell you, Scott, from driving by it on Highway 79, other than that rock wall that surrounds the Tomato Bowl, they've redone the whole thing.
They have. I mean, once you have to kind of stop in between where you can see everything between the rock ball where their gates are. But it looks beautiful, and we're excited to be the first group in there to play a real game. And I know they're going to be excited and have a lot of alumni come back and do some things. And so, and we've been talking to our guys, it's going to be exciting to be the first bunch in there and see how well we can play and see where we are as a football team, because I think they're quite a bit better than they were last year. And they had some bad things happen to them early, like some turnovers and stuff, and it kind of snowballed on them when we got so far ahead. So maybe we can create some more turnovers and get way ahead about them. I think it's going to be more of a war this year.
Plus, it's quite a challenge when you don't play any home games, and they didn't play one last year. All of them were on the road.
No, ours was one of their scheduled road games, and then they didn't get to play any home games because of the renovation to the new Tomato Bowl. But I know they're going to be extremely, jacked up to play and excited. But I think we will too.
All right, so this is your 13th year. Compare this team being ready for game one maybe to the other ones.
Yeah, it's always questionable, just because you don't know about, especially when talking offensively, you got a new quarterback, so you don't know how the mechanics and everything getting into plays in, and so you always worry about that until they first do it with Scrimmage. There's not a whole lot of people there, and then I have a whistle if he's fixing to get hit sometimes, and I'll blow it, especially on the control part. But, I won't have a whistle this week, and you just don't know how they react on pressure and things, and so that's the big question mark to me. But other than that, I think we're, just like always, I think we'll be ready to go once we settle in, and hopefully we can get a hot start and quarterback settle in and pop it around, because we're plenty talented enough.
Okay, from what you're saying, I think we may see one of those illustrations of the shot clock or the play clock running down, and it gets down to about 2 or 1, and Coach Surratt calls a timeout, and you're obviously not happy, and you go out and talk about it.
Well, I hope we can help him out and get him in there quickly and things. But no matter how quick you get them in, and we've got to get all the protection set or the run calls set and everything, and because we are sophisticated pro style offense, and they still have to. The quarterback's got to be the guy directing all the traffic, and sometimes when you're not experienced, you're a little slower, and then they forget about the shot clock. And he should check it 5 times if we get the play in on time. If we get it in a little later, maybe he can only check it 3, but make a hurry call and let's roll. And
he's checking it 5.
He should check it 5 if we get the play in time. It's the first thing he should check. When we break the huddle or he gets a play, actually gets a signal, calls a signal, you should check that way, I can be comfortable or I've got to speed up. And we have about 5 different paces. In some paces we don't have to worry about, we call it the shot clock, the 40-second clock. We don't have to worry about that because it's an Indy pace or Mayday pace, and then you don't have to worry about it in those because we're going snapping as fast as we can. But there's some other the other 4 paces, I guess we got 6 paces. The other 4 paces, and we're not trying to milk the clock. We do have a pace we do milk the clock, but there's 3 paces we don't try to milk the clock. But we want to make sure we're comfortable with everything we see, and before we snap it, and that's when you got to be checking it.
You going to script the first 10 or 15 plays?
Well, the first 14 scripted, and we'll stay on there unless it's like a 4th and 1, and we have a all go called, and we want to get the first down instead of throw it 40 yards deep, then we'll get off of it that way. But other than that, we'll stay on it, and we'll see they'll see every personnel, formation, motion in those 14, and now we'll kind of see what their first, alignment is or adjustment to those things are.
All right. If it's a 2nd and 1 or 2nd and 10, you still stay with the script?
We may come off there and may throw it deep, or we may change the play there and be a little bit more aggressive there. That's the kind of things we'll come off. And,
all right. Any final words?
No, I think we're just excited to get to play. I'm the worst scrimmage coach in America. I can't get excited, and that's what I told the players. And they wasn't excited, and my intensity wasn't very high, and theirs wasn't very high. But it's not a real game either. It's more just glorified practice. And now I said, I'll be ready. Our coaches will be ready, and you'll be ready. Just because as successful as we've been, lucky as we've been around this place with winning championships and stuff, and you come off even the semifinals, you come off and you go to a scrimmage, it's just not that exciting. Even though you get to hit somebody else for about the first 8 or 10 snaps, it may be exciting, and then you may be out of the game for 30 minutes to an hour because other groups are getting to play. So it's hard to stay focused on. Well, we don't have any excuses now. It's game time, and we'll see how mature we are as far as continue to keep that focus and that intensity all the way through again.
All right, 7:30 kickoff over at the newly remodeled Tomato Bowl. We'll be on there at 7 o'clock. Again, a victory would be number 150 for Coach Surratt here at Carthage. For Coach Surratt, I'm Larry Allen, wishing you a great weekend. Okay, let me